Hello, everybody. Tom Nappy here, and we are joined by head coach of the Hopkinton Hillers boys varsity basketball team, Tom Keane. Coach, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Coach, I got to congratulate you on joining the 300 club. You got your 300th win a couple of weeks ago. How does it feel to be part of the 300 club?
It feels like I'm really, really old, Tom. That's how it feels. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations. It really is a tremendous achievement.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And so the team this year, they are looking very good. They're just one win away from clinching a playoff spot. Of course, we're hoping for a couple of home games as well, but a good amount of season left to go. Can you talk about your team this year and the abilities of this group? It seems there's a lot of versatility.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun coaching this team this year. We've got a lot of great senior leadership at the top with Jack Iannelli and Logan Del Pont and Sam Pantera as our captains. Then we have other seniors that are great leaders, Anthony DeLuca, um, and Drew Riesenberger. So we've got a lot of senior leadership, and it's a together group. We've got a lot of talented players that like to share the ball, and when you have that, you really have something that's special. We got a lot of kids that like to share the ball and pass it and move it around, and we got a lot of people who can score. So that makes us a tough team to scout and a tough team to play against.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your three captains, Sam Pantera, Logan Del Pont, and Jack Iannelli. Can you talk about what they bring to the table? It seems that they provide certainly some very good leadership for this group.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic leaders. Jack from the point guard spot. Being a point guard, you have to have a coaching mind and a high basketball IQ, and Jack definitely has that. And he gets after it on the defensive end all the time, and the rest of the team kind of picks up on that intensity. Um, Sam Pantera is a 3-year varsity player for us who does a lot of everything. He drives hard to the basket. He shoots the three. He plays good defense. He makes the right play and the right pass. And then Logan Del Pont off the bench for us is definitely one of our best defensive players. A lot of times he'll get the best player on the other team to guard, and he's another energy guy who the rest of the team really listens to, and they have a lot of respect, and they have a lot of respect for all three of those guys. So all three of them are doing a great job as captains. And they've really been a pleasure to work with this year.
Certainly a pleasure to watch as well. So this team, they put up on average a lot of points a game. I think it's about 70 points per game. But the other night, kind of a defensive struggle type of game against Norton. And you guys did end up getting the 46-35 win. But was there some frustration that there was a bit of a struggle offensively? Uh, but at the same time, it also must feel good to be able to win a game like that. It shows how capable this team is in pretty much any type of situation.
Yeah, it was a very unusual game. Something that I hadn't really been a part of, in all those games that you talked about earlier. Norton, to their credit, really slowed the pace on us, and we didn't get to really get up and down the court as much as we usually like to. Um, and it was just a really strange game. We went down 16-9 to start the game, and then we held Norton scoreless for 14 minutes and 40 seconds, which I've never seen before. It was almost 2 full quarters where we played very good defense. Excuse me. So our shots weren't falling. It was the poorest percentage that we've shot the ball all season. But as you said, Tom, sometimes you got to grind those wins out in a season that's 20 games long. So, all credit to Norton. They did a great job. So, I thought it was just a tough game both ways. Both teams are playing very hard on the defensive end.
And I noticed Norton has a coach in his 23rd season, Mark Liberatore. Uh, he seems like he runs a great program over there. Can you talk about your interactions with Coach Liberatore and your connection with him?
Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time, as you mentioned, in 23 seasons. So we've got a very good relationship. He does a great job with his kids. His kids are always ready to play, and they're well prepared. So along with me and Herb Grace over in Medfield, we're like the three dinosaurs running around in the TVL. All the old guys, all the
Oh,
white,
it's the three legends running around in the TVL.
yeah, all the white hairs left.
Well, Coach, it was a good win this past Tuesday, and certainly good to see that this group could win such a defensive game as well. One player who's really emerged this season, who's been very impressive, is Sam Dedejian. Can you talk about his performance and what he brings to the team?
Yeah, Sam. This is his second year on the varsity, and he's improved all the way across the board. And that's really a credit to the work that he put in on the off season. He's an excellent scorer. He's a great scorer in transition. He anticipates passing lanes really well. He's a very good passer, and he does a good job on the defensive end too. He comes from a basketball family. His grandfather was one of the best players ever at Assumption, and if you mention his grandfather's name in Worcester, like everybody who knows basketball lights up when they talk about him. He played for the Chicago Bulls, so and I know that he's a big influence on Sam as a player as well. So that's kind of a neat connection there. And Sam's just done a great job this year. He's leading us in scoring. And he's leading us in rebound, almost in rebounding too, along with Anthony DeLuca. He's leading us in rebounding as well.
And I know you got Dedham coming up as well as Ashland at home next Tuesday. Do you know anything about Dedham? What are you expecting in that game on Friday?
Yeah, I think Dedham will be a fun game because their record doesn't reflect it, but on Tuesday night I saw them play Medfield, and Medfield's having a great season, and Medfield had to hit a buzzer beater right at the as time expired, and it was rocking and rolling in Dedham on Tuesday night. I was surprised it was a Tuesday night game, but their fans were wild, and the game was wild, and so I'm hoping on a Friday night in Dedham that the atmosphere will be the same for us. And I'm looking forward to an exciting game in Dedham. And then Ashland's a team, that gave us a lot in the first game that we played them. We had a 81-73 game with Ashland. So hopefully we can get back to scoring and we'll have something like that again.
I know it's always a fun atmosphere when Hopkinton and Ashland meet up.
Yes.
And speaking of fun atmospheres, one game that I particularly enjoyed this season was a game that you unfortunately came out on the short end of, but as a Milford alum, Hopkinton and Milford, is that going to become a regular thing? I'm crossing my fingers it will be.
Yeah, I'd love to make it a regular thing. This is the first year that we had an opening on the schedule. Foxborough dropped us. So we were able to pick up Milford this year, and I think it makes a lot of sense. It's two communities that border one another and are about the same size and have great basketball players. So I'd love to play Milford. I'm hoping we can keep that going.
Absolutely. Well, you are in the same state tournament bracket, so maybe a meeting in the playoffs as well.
Yes, yeah, that'd be great. I'd like
Yeah,
to. I'd love to play him again this year.
absolutely. That would be fantastic. What a close game that was.
Yeah, it was exciting.
And speaking of the state tournament bracket, what's your thoughts on it? I myself, I'm enjoying it. I think it evens up things a little bit more. But what's your thoughts on the state tournament format?
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to keep. I'm willing to keep an open mind. I guess I'm more old school, Tom, where I like the districts. I like playing teams. and trying to get out of your own area first before you play somebody else. Because I think that, like you mentioned, Milford, we played Milford against Clark. I'm sorry, Milford. We played Milford in the Clark turn at Clark. I almost said the Clark tournament. We played Milford at Clark in the districts, and it was in 2020, and the place was absolutely packed.
Oh, I
So I
remember
think
that
when you
one.
lose, yeah, I think when you lose the district games and the district finals, you lose some of those close rivalry games that are big games. And I think the other thing that you kind of lose sight is that if you get hot at the right time of the year, you can win the. Everybody's got a chance to win the districts, and it's something to say. But there's only one team in each division that's going to win the state championship. So, but I'm a dinosaur. I'm old school on that, and it's never going to go back. So I guess I got to just keep going with the power rankings and all that business.
Absolutely. Well, I'm finding that a lot of teams end up meeting up with teams that they met up with the playoffs in the past as well. So I'm sure you'll get some familiar opponents.
I'm sure.
But I have to throw you in the fire a little bit here with this next question. Is there a particular player on your roster that has surprised you the most with how far they've come or how much they've developed?
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say that one jumps out more than others, and I would say all the guys on the bench have done a good job for us. We have James Marcinowski and Sean Brown and Gavin Cho, Emerson King, all of these players, Jackson Canales, all of them play a big role on our team. I know that sometimes it's challenging when you get to varsity and you're not getting as much playing time as you would have hoped for, but I really try to stress to everybody on the team that the importance to them and to our team. The importance to our team is not how many minutes they get, because it truly is a team effort every single day, the work that they're putting in practice. So I know I'd say that they're all growing and getting better every single day. And I really think that's important. And it's important to note some of the kids that may not be getting into the games and getting playing time are they're still huge contributors to a winning team.
Well, one thing I've noticed is pretty much everyone on the roster has been in at crucial moments. So I think you do very good at spreading out the playing time and getting the kids experience.
Thank you.
And I have to get your take on this since you are a coach. Bill Belichick leaving the Patriots, Mayo taking over, Gerard Mayo. What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I hadn't heard Mayo speak until I was driving into work the other day, and he seems like he's going to be a polar opposite of Bill Belichick as far as dealing with media. And but I'm mostly a basketball guy. I'll watch football. I'll watch the Patriots every Sunday, but I don't really know enough about it. But I would have to say, one of the highlights for me ever was in 2020 when, unfortunately, there was the pandemic, but they had the Metro West Daily All-Star award ceremony virtually, and Bill Belichick gave me Coach of the Year. So that's something that I'll never forget, and I play back on YouTube every now and again. That was just a thrill.
That's incredible. Well, what a memory that must have been, getting the award from the legendary Coach Belichick.
Yeah, it was just surreal. It was surreal to hear him say my name. That was just something else.
Well, you're a legend yourself in the TVL, so it's one
Ah,
legend to another.
yeah.
But Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We'll certainly catch up with you again down the road, and we wish you the best of luck for the
Thank
rest of
you.
the season.
Thank you for having me, Tom. I really appreciate it. And just before I go, I just wanted to say too, um, I know a lot of people have congratulated me about 300 wins. I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't want to tempt the basketball gods, but I do want to say, like, people like Jay Golden, who's been with me for all 25 years, and he's the freshman coach and junior varsity coach. People like Coach Banks, Coach Greco, Coach Chanless, all these guys that have worked with me and stayed with me so far, as a coach and on our staff. I've just been so lucky to have, and it's really a testament to those guys, as well as, like I said, the players. Because my high school coach used to say that no, he's never won a game, and he was a legendary coach. But the players win games, so that's the other thing. We had great players. So I just wanted to just make sure though all those people were recognized as well.